What's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV emergency podcast. We had to do this. I don't know what podcast this is. 126, I believe. Shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you, before you even start anything, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to United Real Therapy. But Nordin, good
What's
to see you.
What's going on? Always at the wheel. Tell me how good does it feel? Nah, it don't feel good.
That song was a curse from the moment we sang it. Tell me how good does it feel? 3 years of failure, mate. That's what it feels like, mate. 3 years of failure. Nordin, the season is over.
So you're either glass half full or glass half empty. So I'm definitely guessing by your videos, you are glass half empty.
Yeah.
You're in that camp.
Yeah.
I
can't be something else.
You know what? I put the tweet out there, Saeed. I put the tweet out there.
Yeah.
And I said, since me and you know, have been involved in Saeed TV and, you know, like, you know, from back in the day, I've been trying to, like, get people to understand and explain that it ain't about one manager. This club is rotten to the core. It's toxic. And I always used the phrase, fish always rot from the top, bro. And you saw what kind of structure we have by the way this Super League came about. Yeah. And then you understand what kind of a club Man United are from everything that's happening. Now, are there good people at Man United? Do I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done the best that he can to his abilities? Yes. I spoke to you on United Real Therapy and I said to you, one of my questions for the preview that we did, my specific question to you was, can Ole get the in-game management of this game right? And you laughed. Actually, you did that. You did exactly the same thing what you just did now, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not leaving because the way the parameters are set from our club, the people who own our club, and the people who run the football.
He's meeting the targets, isn't he?
He's meeting the targets because he's finished second place, right? So the idea of him being sacked is kind of ludicrous in some ways.
I'll let you finish.
Yeah, it's kind of ludicrous in some ways. But then it also shows us what kind of a club we are and where we are. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And my biggest problem is that all the Ole Outlaw Brigade, which you hold tight, right? Everything that you've been saying, guys, all of it came to fruition. All of it was laid bare. Right? Like, because the biggest thing about a manager is, and coaching staff is, is in-game management on 100 minutes. In 100 minutes is where is your in-game management to do something to change the game for you into your side, right? Yeah. And none of that happened. None. And we also saw that another massive factor was the fact that the players, no pre-season, truncated season, finished season, straight away, started in the season, no pre-season, and then we just got tired. So it shows our league form actually before this final and before these games, before we had the game that we got cancelled because we protested. So all of these factors, the team has not been gelling well, and that's why I was so happy. And it was interesting on Straightjacket podcast last Monday. I was buzzing. I was like, boy, did you not see the game against Wolves? It was refreshing to see fluent football. It was refreshing to see these things, right? And then we picked the team, and I was like, maybe, you know what, go in with Matic, maybe going with Van der Beek, maybe playing for, changing the formation slightly a little bit. All these different kind of things. These things did not succumb to. But as far as Ole's job goes, the 3-year contract will be announced. They might wait and announce it till after they get a signing, right, so that the fan base gets gas. We know the script. We know Neil Ashton's sitting there right now going, we can't release the kit yet, because I've not released the kit yet. So you release the kit, and what they thought about announcing Ole's contract was after the final. So this week, today or tomorrow would have been, Ole signed a new contract, right? But obviously that didn't, so they have to go back to the drawing board when they can do that. For me, Ole's here to stay at least for the next season, right? Or till Christmas, because we know all what happened when Jose finished second. And then nothing, no backing, no proper backing, nothing happened, and then other than a couple of players here or there, no real substantive, like 3 or 4 players that we need to go into the team, right? And then So the biggest thing I would say to Ollie Outers, I know you're hurting and I know you want blood right now, but hold your horses. Your day will come. Because
the day has come though, I don't know what we're waiting for.
No,
it's
because
your
day was
now.
Listen,
4 years. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been there 3 years, and can you see the fundamental principles of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? For me, forget about money, forget about the owners 1 second. The principles to succeed as a manager, has he got it? And that should be the question everyone should ask. You know, in-game management, favouritism, not picking players that should be playing, taking off players that are off form. You know, these are the principles. When we have Sancho, Varane and all this, yeah, I still think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to make the same mistakes. What's the old saying? A leopard doesn't change
the spots.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. For me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he's reached the ceiling time ago. But it's almost as we're extending it now to mediocrity, to the point where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his legacy, could be tarnished. I know we're talking about the 99 and whatnot, the greatest ever moment in United's history. But as a manager, though,
no.
And people are comparing him to Fergie. It's not nowhere near Fergie.
Saeed,
Fergie was
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I'm sat there and I'm like, get Rashford off. Get Rashford off. Bring Donny on. Take Pogba off because Pogba was struggling. You can see he was doing lots of stretches. Take him off. And I was even thinking, right, Bruno's not doing nothing. He's captain. Take him off and get Van der Beek. So at least Van der Beek makes them run because he'll make runs into the box. I'm thinking, when you're the coach, you've got to make decisions. And you know what? Big up Rachel. Exactly when I read her tweet, she's from the channel, what they called 11. Is it offside? Is it offside or the first 11? Is it first 11? I think it's first 11, right? She said in a tweet that she tried to defend him. And then it's, to me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the level of cowardice. And I don't like using that word. Like,
I think you got to, man.
I don't like using that. But the level of cowardness. Right? And I'm not a person who's Ole out. He knows, right? I've come here and now I'm going to give the other side as well in a minute, right? But at the level of cowardness to think, I can't take big players off. You can't have that. And then the thing about it is that go into his coaching, because that's what you do.
I know.
When you're a manager... When things are not going to plan and the game's stepping away from you and you're not in the ascendance to win this game, you turn to the coaches and go, right, coaches, what should we do? Then you work out a plan. So to your coaches, to your first team coaches, you say, they scribbled. You say, listen, just get me a formation and a plan. And that's what they do. So you're shouting instruction to the players. They get pen, Saeed. That's what they do. They get the pad and the pen. And they're like, right, this, or they get the board, you know, the board, they get the board and go, the pieces and go, right? And then they'll come and say, what do you think? How many times have you seen that coaches where the manager and the coaches are in communication, right, about what to make a change, and
but they all just stand with each other.
No,
because they do this, look, they do this, they do that.
Saeed,
what's going on here?
Saeed, let's go through them. Kieran McKenna was brilliant on the 18s. Played Man United played good football.
Step up too much? Step up.
Mourinho got hold of him. They
couldn't change anything there.
And Mourinho got hold of him, and he started to become a Mourinho pragmatic guy now, right?
Yeah.
Michael Carrick, come on now. He was a good player. I mean, he was a good player. I had my problems.
For me, I thought he was an unbelievable player. Go on.
I thought he was a decent player. And there's everybody I know WhatsApp group knows my feelings about Michael. I think he was over.
Not really, but go on.
But that's me personally.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Because everybody sees things differently, right?
Yeah.
Mick Phelan, I'm sorry, game gone, got relegated. He was nowhere near football. He was at some coaching school or
he's a social media manager, man. He's a social media.
Listen,
he's always on social media.
Everybody liked him for his shorts. Get your shorts out, right? Mick Phelan, get your shorts out. But in terms of, and how many times have I said to you, Saeed? How many times have I mentioned? I've said the biggest plus of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for me. The biggest plus. The biggest plus is his man management.
No, we need to talk about that.
No.
Is it actually good man management?
Yes, Saeed, listen.
No, seriously.
Saeed, listen. I'm going to give you Pogba as evidence. If Mourinho was in charge, if Conte is in charge, if somebody other than Zidane, because Zidane would be like, yo, you ain't going nowhere.
Allegri,
right?
baby.
Listen, I'm telling you now, Manchester United would Pogba, the saga will be going on. Saga with Riola will be going on. But you can 100% see when that thing came out about Riola going, Ollie's looked at Pogba and said, Pogba, listen, whether you want to leave or not, that's the club to sort out and for us to have a discussion. But you need to give me the 5-6 months. Just concentrate on your football. Just get your head down.
But who's dictating what though?
No.
Pogba dictating Oli?
No, it's Oli. It's Oli.
I don't think so.
Saeed, listen.
I don't know.
Saeed, listen. You can say everything that you said in terms of the in-game management, everything else, but his man management, the way he's man managed Greenwood, because Greenwood, from the press and everything that's been happening to him, and how Greenwood now is playing, is totally different. And I think other managers that don't understand what the Manchester United way has been with young players would not have understood that. These are the plus points, because I am genuinely not about thinking it's just too black and white. This guy is that terrible and that bad. I think he's let down by the coaches. And all my arguments with you and Aaron and everybody else has been Manchester United, if they want to keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I always said this guy's learning on a job. I always said that. At this level, he's learning on a job, right?
Absolutely.
But one thing you cannot have is coaches who are also learning on a job.
But who got them?
Right. But Saeed, the parameters there, Manchester United is, I said this, I coined the phrase, jobs for the boys' business. That's who we are. That's why John Murdoch, instead of getting a director of football from outside who could see what's going on and look at Man United and think, you know what, this is what's going on, we promote from within. Exactly the same thing we're going to do now with Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward's leaving. Or he might be leaving. That's what I was saying, because I've not heard anything else. Right? He might be leaving. And who's going to take over? Another Bristol accountant, banker, who's went same university as him. The three guys that Woodward
same ideologies.
Right? Woodward, Richard Allen, Matt Judge, all of them connected. JB Morgan, right? This is who we are as a football club. We can never, I know what you mean by the pitch. If Manchester United had a proper structure, Saeed, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well-run structure.
Yeah, of course.
A director of football will look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and would have gone, Ollie, it's been a pleasure. Take care, right? Yeah. Or he would have been like, okay, I actually like this man's man management. I like the fact that he's tried to install Manchester United where he were, because we've had a calm, Saeed,
of course,
from the chaos that was going on with Moyes and Jose,
but is there a difference that the managers don't now? Because when you look at the Glazers, you were at the protest. What do they say to you?
No, listen, let me finish. What do they say to you though? Listen, let me finish it. Let me just finish this, right? The thing that is that you as a club would look at and you would impose that. A director of football would impose coaches on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Absolutely.
Do you still want this job? These are the things, and these are the targets that we need to meet, right?
Yeah.
And this is the way, and these are the players. The modern football, Saeed, is no longer where you're going to get a manager staying at a place for 6, 7 years or 8 years.
No, it's not.
Klopp or Guardiola could be, because they're the two of the best. And Man City are grateful to have them. And Liverpool are grateful to have them. Even though I know if 2 years goes in a row and Liverpool don't win nothing, murmurs are going around.
But there you go.
Murmurs are going. Because
Klopp will walk. Klopp will walk.
Because Stevie G around the corner, right? But the biggest thing is this. We don't have that. So this idea of that, the heart of it, and all the Ole, my biggest argument with the Ole outlook, as always, like with you, has always been, we don't have people who know what they're doing at this club. So for them to be hiring and firing manager, how can that be? Because we just go back in a circle. And on my tweet, I said, if you get Conte, it's gonna be. Listen, if you get Zidane.
But we need winners.
Saeed,
Saeed,
are
winners.
No, Saeed.
It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
And you know what? And that's the biggest thing. You know what? I watched a bit of that clip. So Fergie did an interview with JQ magazine, right? And the clip, Fergie goes, and the guy asked him. So the guy called something Nesbitt. He's an actor, British actor, and I think he was on Cold Feet. That was the program.
That's the one. Good actor.
Yeah, good actor. So he's basically on there, and he's like, "So tell me about you, what you were as a manager, your background and your history." And Fergie, you know, this last sentence before they cut the clip out, Fergie goes, "I'm a winner." I'm a winner.
That has to be the first natural, as a manager though, the first natural instinct is, are you a winner? And for me, when I look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he's scared, almost he's scared. Yeah, it's like a psychological barrier that he thinks, I'm not good enough. He said, and he quoted himself, by the way, I didn't make any substitutions because I thought there'd be match winners on the pitch. Is that what football's all about, though? Have you watched your football for 30-odd years here? You can't just wait for that moment. You have to instill it. You have to bring it to the pitch. No one's going to give you... Like in life, yeah, nobody will give you success. Nobody will give you money on your doorstep unless you win the lottery. You have to go and fight for it. Unai Emery went and changed it tactically and brought the game to where he was. as a manager, why I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, forget all the structure, forget everything, just him as a person, Odin, I just don't think he's good enough as a manager, period. There's nothing against him, there's nothing against, because he's a legend, yeah? He's a club legend. But what I'm talking about is a principle for Man United to go forward under his establishment. I think he's not good enough. And we're talking about man management. You're talking about man management, yeah? I think for me, it's overhyped. I really, really do, yeah? David De Gea and David Henderson, what's he doing down there, man? He is saying to Henderson, you're my number one. He's playing him.
That's the club. That's the club side.
No. Hold on. That's the club. He's playing him. We had the consensus that Dean Henderson was our number one. Even I accepted it, Lord. You said it, innit? I said it. If it was for the greater good of the football club, I would accept it. Lo and behold, David De Gea starts a few games against Fulham. I think did he start against Wolves? I don't think he started against Wolves.
You can't drop a man who got you to the semi-final.
Why not be bold, though, already? You got to be bold.
No, for me, he should have made a substitution for penalties. Because knowing, as a coach, you should know that David De Gea last made a save 2016.
Late Baines.
So, you know, and also Henderson, you know that he is the guy who makes penalty saves, right?
4 and 5 apparently.
Yeah, so that's where you make the change. You make the same way you think, right? That's if you're thinking, but if you got coaches. If you got coaches, if you have the coaches to back you up. So listen, I don't think the man management thing is overhyped because Ole's not out here. Listen, Saeed, I understand from your frustration. I understand from
you know why? Because a man manager would say, I don't have favourites. A man manager would say, you know what? When players need to be taken off, I will take them off. Donny van der Beek, Matic, players exactly when you unpiece it, man, it's not really what the point is. It's overhyped. Certain situations, right? I thought a player's could have came on.
I saw the 5 changes.
I'm a Diallo.
I saw the 5 changes. I'm a Diallo, right? I saw the 5 changes. Yeah, the 5 changes I saw already. It's imprinted into my head already. The 5 changes were there to be made. The game was about midfield, moving the midfield, bringing a different dynamic. Pogba, Bruno, off. You ain't doing it. Off. Rashford, off. He would have been the guy's injured. Please tell me when was the last time Rashford was fit? Almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, probably.
And people are coming at me on Twitter going, no, that's it. No, it's not an excuse. The guy has not been fit because we know when we've seen Rashford that's fit. So you've been to the stadium. We watch him close up in 2D, not the TV cameras, in 2D. We can tell the runs he's making. We can tell how free he is with himself. Yeah. That kid is injured. And you know the biggest thing it was?
Yeah.
How he just fell on the floor.
I know. And almost wanted to be subbed.
Saeed. And then he's like, and then I can see that the doctor's waving like that. No, because he's like, I want to stay on. No, Saeed, you take that as a manager. You take that. To me, the thing about it, and I'm somebody who wanted, I genuinely, you know me, I wasn't too devastated. I wasn't too devastated because I don't like the Europa League. We already won it before, and
I don't want to be there again. I don't want to be there again.
And this is what I'm saying to you.
I'm with you, Jordan.
This is the point I'm trying to make to you, right? I don't think Man United should be ever settle for being in a Europa League team and going to semi-finals and finals of Europa League, right? I would rather, honestly, if that was the FA Cup final, I would have jumped out of this window and we lost like that. I would have jumped out of this balcony. I would have just gone head first because I rate the FA Cup more than I ever will rate the Europa League. But for fans, but for Ole, for him and the fans, it's like the bottle job that I coined a long time ago was always their side. I always told you, I always said to you, bottle job FC is always not too far away. But actually, I couldn't say the players all bottled it because it was the way that the tactics of Unai Emery strangled us.
Exactly.
But the biggest bottle job on the night was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And even the most hardened Ole inners can never defend that. That was indefensible. That don't mean that he's canned, right? On Ole Outlaw, yeah, of course he's canned. He should have just... If the Ole Outlaw had their way, Ole would have been like, get in your medal, here's your P45, see you later.
P45, see you later.
See you later. He would have done the prep, right, you know what, I'm gone, I'll see you later, right?
That's in that game, in any moment, do you think Man United had a plan? That's my question. In every moment, this season, right? We've been getting through games. We get the 2-1, the 3-1. There's not been kind of a structure, a plan to it. 3 years now, we're here now. The style of play, I don't think we really know what it is. One
thing is that we've got a style of play, but we can never break down a low block. So we got a style of play that can
Is it really style of play then?
We're Superman, right? And low block is kryptonite.
Yeah.
And when the kryptonite
What
comes
happens
out,
next season then? If I look at the social stage, when it's fans in the stadium,
Saeed.
when teams know how they play.
Saeed, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sorry to depress you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ain't going nowhere anytime soon. But what I said to you is that everything will be laid bare again, right? So the Ole outers, hold your horses, because everything will be laid. If Ole doesn't change, if coaches don't come in,
can you actually, as a United fan, do you want to see another season of this? Of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer struggling, when in reality,
it's gonna be sad. It's gonna hurt me.
What the difference is?
Saeed, it's gonna hurt me, and it's gonna be very emotional for me, because I actually like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a human being, right?
I don't think anyone dislikes him as a human being. It's not the case.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. But
it's not the case.
Actually, what you're talking about, you said he will forever ruin his legacy with a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his legacy
and also
will
his
be
managerial
tainted.
career.
Yeah.
You would want to sign him after this.
I mean, people will be saying like, who would have signed him before anyway? But
Well,
at the end of the day, dude, he's at his dream job, and the biggest thing is for me. The biggest thing for me is what Ollie's thinking now. And I seen the thing with Andy Mitten. Somebody shared it. It was quotes from Andy Mitten.
Yeah.
Andy Mitten spoke to him, right?
Yeah.
I think it's for The Athletic. And there were some quotes I saw on social media where Ollie's basically saying, again, the same thing. And I'm just like hurting, like when he says, I've got world-class coaches. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's levels of delusion. I know. And you know the thing about it? You know when people are insecure about something, right?
Yeah.
They big it up. They emphasize it more, right? Of course. They overemphasize more, right? But the coaching level around you, the level of experience, the level of everything that is the Manchester United DNA. My biggest problem with Ole is that you sell me this dream about Manchester United DNA. Manchester United DNA is about risk. On that GQ, and when on Gary Neville, because Sir Alex Ferguson's documentary that his son did about him came out. Yeah. Gary Neville sits down with him and says, "What is the biggest thing about Man United?" Yeah. He says, risk taking. He goes, the opposition coaches knew it, my players knew it, the opposition players knew it, their fans knew it, our fans knew it. We would go and take risks because there is nothing more than taking the risk when it comes off. Because more likely when you take risk, more will come off than not come off. Yeah. Because people will start to believe the idea. What I saw on Wednesday night for me was not a DNA. And exactly the same thing I said to you. We got whacked 6-1 by Spurs. Yep. All this season got derailed.
Like shaking his head. Alex Ferguson shaking his head.
They got derailed.
It's almost if he's not helping himself. So I mean, Alex Ferguson came apparently gave a team, I don't know what he called him, like a team motivation. And still, these players weren't motivated.
Saeed, it's not about the motivation. Saeed, it's about helping your players out. You've overplayed these players into the ground all season. They might have had a rest a couple of days here or there before, but they're still tired mentally and emotionally. Yeah. On that pitch, I'm telling you now, as soon as the hour hits 60 minutes, I'm making 3 changes. It's straight away. I'm not waiting. 3 changes straight away. Rashford off, Diallo on. Do you know why?
Again,
Dan James is not gonna, because there's no space to run to.
Exactly.
There's no space. Diallo, get on the ball. Buy us free kicks. Buy us free kicks. He's got that speed of turn. He can take somebody on. Right? Donny van de Beek, you get on that pitch. You make runs because Cavani's isolated in that box. Get in there. Get in there. You know what, Luke Shaw? You're not having your best game. 70 minutes gone 8. Right? You're coming up because you know what? Tell us. I want you to start crossing the ball right from almost the way he does. He doesn't go right to the byline. No. He crosses it from 40 yards on the angle. Exactly. I want you to put low balls in. These things I want. Matic, I just want you. Listen to me. Yeah, Matic, you just hold. McTominay, looks like you having a decent game. Pogba off, mate. He's doing this stretching and all that. You can see he's not. He's struggling with his muscle ache because he's doing all the running. First half he gave us a first half. Second half he was gassy, he was out of it. You can tell he didn't have any energy. Take him off. Matic hold. And then who becomes, Saeed? Who becomes the guy? You say, McTominay, you got energy. Yeah. I want you to burst into that box with Van der Beek to disturb their setup. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. Even hit that ball, and McTominay is quite tall. Yeah. Fight for it. For any knockdown, because the only time we were getting through them is the knockdowns from corners. Yeah. But none of that happened.
None
of that happened.
They got more corners. So they were growing into the game.
Because they made 5 changes. When you make 5 changes, it gives you energy. Because other than the guy being tired, he's getting to the ball 2 seconds. And in football, at the highest level, 2 seconds, a millisecond of you getting to the ball before the other guy, it's more. That's why lactic acid and fatigue comes in. Because you're knocking on the door. You're doing... Saeed, to me, honestly, I was gobsmacked. I'm not going to lie to you. I was gobsmacked. But where do we go from here in terms of what you're thinking? I'll ask you the question.
Yeah.
You are the director of football. Who do you sack? Who do you hire tomorrow?
I think they're not the most competent board, but for me, I would go and get... You need a winner. I think these guys need a coach and a winner. And I'll go and get Conte. I really, really would, man. We need to change the mentality of the whole squad for me. And the whole mentality of the fans. That's the biggest one. The mentality of the fans that think it takes 10 years for success. No, it doesn't. He's coming to an Inter Milan team. And you know what? I don't think it's the best squad in the world. But he's coming there with a plan and idea. And he said to them, you know what? You're having that. You're having that. And 1 second, and you're not going past anything. Listen, I want people to go in there, hard working, but also with a plan that we're going to be winners. Every single person is a winner. I look at that Man United team and I think they're all having no belief that they're a winner. Some of them not won anything since they come into the football club. Fred, has he won anything since he's come to the football club?
No.
Lindelof, I think he's won what? I think a Carabao Cup or something like that.
Maybe.
These guys have not won anything.
I don't think he was in that squad.
You don't think he was in that squad? You think he came in Zlatan's second season? Yeah. I mean, the second season Mourinho.
Yeah.
So end of the day, we don't have the mentality, and I think that's what we need, a shift in mentality. These guys as well.
But how long do you
Conte
think
will bring a backroom staff.
But how long was Conte last time? And how much?
Listen, if it takes 3 years, he goes in 3 years. Listen, I don't care. If he wins trophies, if he was to come in with a Premier League, and he dipped us and I'm going to another adventure. Italy jobs available. I'm going to Italy. Listen, let him do that, man. I don't care anymore. I'm not getting attached to managers anymore. They come in, they do a job. We say bye-bye and we go and get another job. That's why we work, man. But Fletcher is coming on the pitch. What's he coming on the pitch for, by the way, at the end?
Listen, I didn't even watch it. Saeed had to switch it off. I couldn't. I was embarrassed. I was deeply embarrassed. Not that, by the way, that Villarreal did not play well and play to their strength. Yeah. And play to their manager's strength. Not anything of that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was one guy who knew the know-how against a guy who's still learning on a job. But Saeed, listen, all due respect, you know that Conte dream is over because there's no structure for that to happen, right?
Well, I know.
There's no structure for that to happen. And Conte actually would be a guy who's volatile, and he's leaving Inter Milan. He left because of Chelsea because he wants to have a power to go and buy, sell players. Yeah. And their director of football is saying, nah, you can't have that, right? I think Conte is a bit like Jose. He's still
not really.
No, Saeed, he is.
But he's got a bit of football about him. He's not like, you know, 5 defenders behind the ball. He's not that kind of defender.
No, Saeed, but sometimes he can. Remember that semi-final when
I don't know.
Remember the final? Was it the final they beat us? Was it the final or the semi-final they beat us? It was the semi-final.
Zidane's available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could go buy out Ten Hag's contract. If you were a real top club, you would go and get Ten Hag, Van der Sar, Overmars, and you get the whole structure of their football club. If you wanted to. But we've got Darren Fletcher and John Myrtle doing nothing, trying to haggle Sancho deal, which will drag the whole summer. Liverpool are after Sancho. Chelsea will be. To the Champions League as well.
Saeed, let's talk about it. I mean, I don't know about you, but on United Real Therapy, I won't be doing any clickbait business like all these other channels.
No.
And you know what? Because we've been down this road before.
Yeah.
The communication department, the propaganda machine that is Neil Ashton, right, is working overtime now to link Man United, and now supposedly there's this magic number now. 150 million is poached from somewhere out of space. And then they're saying that if the Man United sell for 60 million players, right? So if they sell 1 or 2 players, 3 players, they'll have 200 million. Saeed, this is what you call a Jackie Nori story.
I know it is.
And the people who are pushing this is those people who got what they call access journalism. They're not journalists actually that investigate and go, right, let me just make this.
No.
They're called sonographers. Sonographers are people who come and like just write whatever. It's like Neil Ashton is handing them.
They follow the trend and follow the hype.
No. Neil Ashton is handing them what to write into their articles. So Neil Ashton is basically saying, yeah, this is what we think. This is what we I need to get out of there. Can you please just? And what they're doing, these access journalists are just printing.
Yeah.
That's what they're printing. Exactly what the propaganda is from the club.
Sky Sports are the biggest one now.
Of course, listen.
You know, they tried to come out yesterday. United are top representatives. Bloody hell, that could be a phone call to the a kind of office in London where it's been abandoned.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen, I want to slightly change. Are we
going to get any better under Oli in terms of next season? Hold on, next season. I know transfer signings and whatnot. I don't think really he's going to get the transfer signing he wants because I think there's a lot of dead wood in the squad. That Pereira's coming back. What do we do with Lingard? What do we do with Donny van der Beek?
What do we do with De Gea or Henderson?
De Gea, Henderson again. Bailly coming out saying again. This is why I wanted Twanzebe to start ahead of Bailly. You know why? Because I looked at it and thought Bailly's got a contract and he's coming out saying if I'm not starting, then I'm, what's the point of me being here? We need to have serious discussion. That's another situation sorted out. You get me? I think, again, Luke Shaw, I think he's not been playing well last few games. I thought
He's tired.
He's tired again. Tellers would have been a fresh. They bought Moreno one.
Listen, Society, listen.
They bought Moreno one.
Man's and a reject from Liverpool is bantering us. Did you not see it?
Yep, I've seen it.
Man's back. To me, that just shows you, that to me, you couldn't be embarrassed about watching the zero in-game management and everything else that happened. But what happened, Saeed, is the fact that a reject, guy who failed in the Premier League miserably, Liverpool fans kicked out, is trying to get back with Liverpool fans, dunking on us. That is just levels, Saeed. I've said it and I'll say it again. Man United are the new Arsenal, but we just got a bigger fan base and a bigger budget. So
we are the new Arsenal, I think.
No, so it's 7 million because if the remit of a manager of Man United is top 4, now that you understand why the Super League made sense to them, because we would have a dead manager if we were in that Super League for 10 years, 15 years. I know. Because they don't get relegated or
relegated. And the best players want to come there because the biggest wages.
That's their plan. That is what they envisage from Man United. That's who our owners are.
And that's not still gone away, Barcelona, Juventus are still in it. That could still be it. The thing is, right, when you look at the likes of Liverpool, listen, we've only finished 5 points behind them.
I know that's
and they've had no defenders all season.
They've had third choice, fourth choice defenders.
Imagine us having Phil Jones for the start of the season, mate. I don't think we would have survived, especially with Ole Solskjaer. Chelsea, Tuchel, they might lose the Champions League, but we'll see. They might win it. But they've come top 4. They've changed their manager. I know they've got better structure. Yeah, they went to final and then FA final. I know they've got better structure still, but I'm talking about a change has worked out for them, and they're going to be stronger next season. 100%. They're going to add another 200 million, 300 million war chest, and then you've got Tottenham who might get Pochettino back. You've got people trying to change.
No, that's false.
Okay. But you've got City again going forward. Liverpool will never have this season again. I don't think they'll have this season.
Are you kidding me? They already signed a centre-half.
Konate. One for the future as well.
I mean, injury prone as the hell. But they've signed him.
And people have this season again. You know the remit was 3rd, 2nd. Everyone said, right, next season we've got to push on. Can United really push on? I think we're going to go back to struggling for top 4.
So you mentioned something before. And you basically said, when fans are back in the stadium, were they going to put up with this?
I don't think they will. So I was at the Fulham game, and honestly to God, mate, everyone was like knackered. They came to the stadium and we thought we were going to be up for it. I'm telling you now, I was looking at the roof leaking. I seen the sewage and the cobwebs. There was a guy just sat there like that, and everyone was just moaning at players and the football style, and there was a few boos at the end. These players will not take this. These fans will not take this. They've seen it on the screen. When you have the screen, it also says it's 2-1. When you go to the match, it says you travelled there from Warrington, you travelled there, you spent all that money, and you went all the way over there to see a crap performance in the cold. In November cold, December cold. You know what it's like, Old Trafford. Yeah. Your feet get cold, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know one thing about the fans who were going in there as well? The apathy from them. Yeah. Real. All the young ones took the placards. Like, I was giving out all, the Glazers out.
Yeah, of course.
The Glazers out placard. Saeed, some of them didn't want to know. And it hurt me. And I can say it now with my chest because I didn't want to say it before then. But I can say it now. I can reveal it now and think. I asked 1 or 2 of them. And they were like, I'm a Man United supporter. Good, bad, or whatever. I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, good, bad.
I think that's
good
all
or
gone
bad.
now. You know,
And I'm
that
just
glaze
like,
out movement, I think
Right,
it's died.
right.
I think why has it become a trend and it's almost sort of so? It's like every protest now. You know, it's a trend, and the next thing you know, when like you said, apathy comes into place, and then listen, they shouted Glazer out twice, and the first one was so silent. It was almost.
And you know what? Everyone and walking past me, right? You know what I said to them? You're representing more fans, right? You're representing not just the fans in Manchester, but you're representing the fans throughout the whole world and in the UK. Shout, get them out, hold the placards up. That's the instruction I gave them.
Yeah.
I got there early, Saeed, to make sure that we did that, right? And a lot of it devastated me. If the honest truth is that it hurt me. It hurt me because I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this who we are? That some of these fans are just like, I just want to watch. You know what? It's like, they're not asked about what the club's doing, what's happening. They just want to go and watch football and go, I've been at mine. It's like a status thing.
Yeah.
There are a couple of people there on that, honestly. I'm not saying all. There were a lot of younger people, a lot of fans with families and stuff like that saying, give us that placard. Can I have 5, 6, 10? You know what I mean? Taking all the placards of me.
Yeah.
But majority of them, like the older ones, they were just like, you know what, I'm there. And you know, you've been there. You've seen it.
Of course.
It's a generational thing as well. Like, they just want to watch football. They just want to. They got laughing thing in their life. They might have retired. They just want to come and watch.
There was a lot of older fans there, man.
Yeah,
you've always said it, haven't you? You know what I mean? They're happy to be there.
They're happy to be there because it's a retirement. It's something for them to look forward to at the end of the week.
Yeah, it is.
So the way we played, I've never seen them boo.
Especially more than ever now when we've not been to stadium for a while. Do you think that will be the consensus now, just to enjoy it now? And I think, you know, for me, I think that's why I've always said the glaze it out movement can only go so far. And I think for me, United, you know what the thing is? I think the whole kind of empire will come crushing down because everyone will say, well, it's not the manager's fault, it's the Glaze's fault. Then the manager isn't good enough anyway, as it is. And then what we'll have is, we'll just go keep down and down and down until we're just broken.
No, Saeed, we're heading where Arsenal are now, where we could finish.
We're giving Cavani 200 grand a week. We're giving a contract to him. Listen, I'm nothing against Cavani. I think it's quality. I think it's what Man United need.
But 5-6 years ago.
5-6 years ago. And also, we're giving him a contract saying, look, we're desperate. Can you stay one more year? Can you give us one more year? When in reality, he looked for me, he ran out of ideas after the goal. And that goal, in reality, it was a luck goal. It came out of nowhere.
No support for him. He's against like 5-6 defenders.
Again, when they wouldn't support next season.
Saeed, you look at it, you think...
Can you give us
Saeed, one of your creative players, yeah? You look at Bruno and Pogba. Even if he swapped it around, even if Ollie said, right, you know what? Pogba's more stronger actually and can't bully him, but he might be able to physically bully you, right? So Bruno, you drop back into midfield, and Pogba, you go up.
But they never did that.
Saeed, there was no support for Cavani.
No,
he made his runs. He was tackling back.
Bless Greenwood as well.
He did everything. And to me, the biggest thing is like you're taking Greenwood off the only limelight in the team, the only guy who looked like he could score, the only who could make something happen. There was only one player. But where are you? Who are you if you've Donny van de Beek and you watch that game?
He's in Holland now smiling. I mean, I don't know if you see the picture, people, but he's there smiling.
Because he's out of jail.
How can he? Yeah, exactly. How can he not say to him, this guy's been to a semi-final. He beat Juventus in a big game.
Saeed's been in the counter-finals, played in last games for Ajax, the crucial games at the end of the season to win the league and scored goals. He's been in the semi-final. He's went to the quarter-final. He scored in all these big stadiums. At the end of the day, it's about coaching. Manchester United do not have, and I always said this, Saeed, that's the thing about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I always said, we're never going to know if he was good enough as a manager. I think as his man management, me personally, as somebody who's not Ole in or Ole out, right, I can clearly see it. Because I'm not sitting on the fence because I think, because you already understand, right? I'm not sitting on the fence whether it's Ole in or Ole out, right? It's because I think I'm sick of just getting rid of managers and the same cycle is repeated, right? That's the biggest reason why I am not. Even the next manager comes in, and I'm telling you, if Man United went and got Jose back tomorrow, you won't be hearing me saying get Jose out. But I'm saying to you because I've learned my lesson. I've been burnt too many times to think it's gonna get better. Because when we won the Europa League and we won the League Cup and we lifted the Charity Shield and all of that, where did we finish that season? We didn't even qualify. We didn't. So for me, the biggest thing is that the foundations of a club and a plan of structure.
We'll be in pot 2 next season, Champions League. We'll be in pot 2, so that means it'll be a difficult group.
Like we were anyway.
And then after that, what will happen again will be...
We'll get an Istanbul team and concede a goal like that and just it'll be all...
And then it'll be all over the Europa League again, and then it'll be like...
My thing to Ollie out is, Ollie will get proven, They won't get backed again in the summer. All this is propaganda. They might get Sancho, but
again.
Sancho's not going to save it.
No.
What's going to save Man United? If people want to keep Oli, if the club want to, it's not centre up, CDM, right? And the right winger, right? That is the 3 or 4. I think 4 because I think if you get De Gea go because that's what the club does. Yeah. The club gives you massive wages and then wants to loan you out because they don't want you, right? Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. John Mater's been there for the past 8 years. What is John Mater now going to do that he did not do or advise Woodward and now Richard Allen, the new guys coming to this position to do anything? At the end of the day, Manchester United need huge fundamental changes behind the scenes, and behind the scenes is where your structure is. And Man United, if they were the biggest thing, the biggest signing of Man United would be 2 fantastic world-class coaches. Right now, that will help with Oli. That would help Oli and tell Oli, no, this is wrong. No favoritism. He's coming off. That person's coming off. Yeah. This is the plan that we've got. That is going to happen. And the reason why he's coming out in this Andy Mitten interview that he did after the game is saying, I've got fantastic, but we're all learning. We're all listen. Man United is not a place where you can learn, but only if people who don't know about their football, who don't know about, who don't know anything about football, will give you a chance to learn, right? But to me, I will say to the Oli Allen, my message to you guys is, hold your horses, because it will all be revealed within the next 5 months, guaranteed. And if Oli doesn't seem to be like anywhere near 4th, you know what they do, Saeed. They protect
December. If you're not nowhere near the title, I think they're looking at the title. They're looking at
Saeed. They're not looking. Saeed, please, I beg you, Saeed. They're not looking at a title.
No, but they're thinking in their head, thinking 3rd, 2nd.
No, Saeed. They're not, because they're not going to give him the tools. They're not going to impose 2 coaches on him and go, right, Mickey Phelan out, Michael Carrick out. Right? Kieran McKenna, drop back to the under 23s. Right? These are the coaches that you're going to have. This is the setup you have now. They're not going to impose that on him. They're going to look at us and say, Oli, meeting called. Oli, do you want to keep your job? Yes. This is what the thing is. Are you going to work with that or what? Simple as. They're not going to do that because they don't know the football. They have no clue. So the biggest thing is, the remit for every Man United manager since Fergie left has been 4th. You get 4th. That's why I say we are the Arsenal. We are Arsenal. And Arsenal, that was their trophy. I'm sorry, but it was their trophy. And slowly but surely, when Wenger left, the decline. Sacking the manager, hiring a manager. Sacking the manager, hiring a manager. I actually personally believe Arteta is a really good coach, right?
Yeah, good coach.
But he's making mistakes as well because he's insecure. I know. Right? He can tell.
But he's shown at least principles of what he can do.
Yeah, right. But if they don't clear out a lot of the players,
but they are trying to. Right? They're trying to.
But at least they got Edu and these guys. Yeah. And then they can bring people in and clear out and look for prices. I'll be keeping an eye on Arsenal Football Club and Arsenal transfer market, who they get rid of, who they bring in. Yeah. And at the end of the day, Saeed, Man United don't even have that. And please, people, do not misunderstand me when I say structure only gives you a chance and an opportunity. Structure does not win you trophies straight away. No. Structure only gives you the chance to be able to be
foundations.
Yeah, to be successful.
But the rest of it, when you're on the picture, you go past that white line, Nuruddin.
Players. It's on the players and how much in-game management that the manager has got. Yeah. At the end of the day, Poch, this talk about Poch, Man United maybe should go. No, he's got 1 year, so they give him a 1.5-year contract. This is PSG. PSG have given Poch a 1.5 years, so he's only got 1 more year left. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, I think 2.5 years. Club does, man. So they give him a 1 year. And that's why his PR people are now saying, oh, he might be flirting back to Tottenham. Because what he wants to do, he wants to push to get another year from PSG before this season. Because he's already persuaded Neymar to stay and Mbappe to stay, right? And then he wants, so if he gets sacked and they don't achieve next season, then he gets still a payout. But if he doesn't get 1 more extra year, they'll just be like, right, see you later. See you later, because your time's come to your end.
They've given now. You know, Ollie's going to get a 3-year contract now, you know, before we kind of wrap up the podcast. But 3 years' time, is this not just kind of a message of Man United? take as much money as he can out of the club.
Of course.
And then not give as much to Ollie because he really doesn't really kind of... I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but it's not a manager who kind of, you know...
Who's going to bust down doors.
It busts down doors, exactly. This is a plan from McLean saying, you know what...
But Saeed, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to lie to you. For the first time ever, I've heard him vocally, before the final, all the week to the build-up saying, I need 3-4 players. He said first team players. He said first team players. And I'm like,
wow. So what are you going to do with the rest of them then?
He said to me, I need 3 first team players. And he's
who does he take out? Who does he take out?
Saeed, listen, it's clear for everybody to see. It's clear for everybody to see.
I don't know, man. You've got to sell.
But now,
you've got to sell before you buy it.
Yeah, and I think Pogba.
Pogba, Don, Van de Beek have to go.
I think Pogba. To me, I'll be absolutely gobsmacked unless they have a package.
I think he's gone.
Listen to me, Saeed, unless they have a package and they say, this is who we're signing. That's who we're signing.
Yeah.
This is who we're signing. And if you stay, we're going to be challenging for the league this time, right? So by this next year, we're going to go all out for it, right? If they don't say that to him, I think Pogba deserves to. And you know what? I just want him. I don't want to see him anymore. I just be like, you know what? I don't want to.
I can't be Riola anymore.
Yeah. I can't be with this Riola business. I just think, wish you luck. Thank you for the memories.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, and you know it's been a pleasure.
Anyway, people, that's been your podcast 125. Shout out to Lord in the building, you get me. Your Real United Therapy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Link will be in the title. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Listen, where do United go from here, man? Next season, it'll get tougher and tougher. Fans' expectations, you know, players going for other clubs. I think Man United are going downwards, and I think the reality is that we are a banter club. We are the Arsenal. Top 4 mediocrity. But people, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. If you have done,
I would end on a positive note. If we had a proper footballing structure, we would be looking forward to now, because I don't look forward to listen, I don't think that trophy would have made or break what the plans were for next season anyway. And sometimes you learn a lot. Clubs learn a lot from losing than from winning. Because if you would have won that, it would have been all gassed up thinking, Man United are this. But now, it's a wake-up call to everybody in that club. Yeah. And the biggest wake-up call is to Ollie himself, to look at himself in the mirror and go, did I do enough to win that final? And he didn't.
No.
He needs to go back to the drawing board. And those coaches need to go. Yeah. That's the biggest thing about it. But positivity-wise, if Man United really cared what the fans, about the club, the owners, if they really cared, this could be, we could go for bargain hunting and go and get players, four players that go straight into that team, Saeed, and who make us a lot better, and hire 1 or 2 coaches that we need to help an inexperienced
I think you're asking for a lot there. I think you're asking for a lot. And I think for me, the Glazers and Woodward and whoever's in charge, mate, I have no clue. Listen, guys, like the video, subscribe to Saeed TV, subscribe to Real United Therapy, and we're out, people. Take care, bye-bye, and peace.
Keep the hope, people. Keep the hope. We never die. Keep the hope.
No, get out.
You know the thing about it is the hope that kills you.